Hey guys, this is Pete, and congratulations on getting a cars911.com email address and working for Cars911. This is a quick tutorial on how to log in, change your password, and add a signature to your email account so it looks professional. You can access the email account in any one of these forwarding websites. You can see mail.cars911.com and then email.cars911.com. That second one is the one that usually I give out to everybody so they can use, and it's easy to remember. All of them are easy to remember, and you can put them either before instead of the www, or if you want to put it with a slash at the end, you can use any one of those three to put to access the Rackspace account. So when you put that in the taskbar, and I'm using Chrome over here, you can see that it just forwards over to apps.rackspace.com, which is the actual URL or domain name that is being used to log in. Now I've set up just a dummy account with Donald T at cars911.com, and if we log in here, so usually it's always the first name, last initial at cars911.com. If you go by a nickname, for instance, instead of Donald, it's Don, then you'll have Don T at cars911.com. Let's see if we can log in over here. And since it's the first time I'm logging into this account, it's asking to provide a phone number. Now, let's just go ahead and do it. Well, no, I'm going to skip it for now. But if you provide it, what it'll do is it'll send a text message to your mobile phone number, and you can verify it. And that way, if you ever forget your password, you can just go ahead and reset it with your mobile phone, and you don't have to find the admin or myself and say, hey, please help me, and do that. So you have two emails inside your inbox in the beginning. It's just two welcome basically emails. So the first one says welcome, you're welcome to read that, and then the second one is kind of a little bit more. It has one good link over here, which is to set up your email, and it helps with like iMapping your mobile phone, basically setting up your email on your mobile phone. Now I have a iOS PDF file that has pictures of step-by-step how to do it. This one will also let you do it. I can either forward you that, or if you have like an Android and you want to set it up, you can do that. It's pretty cool. You can just log in using your email address, and it will customize the links for you that you need to use. So once you're done with that, you can just delete it, and I'll leave this URL inside the comments of the YouTube, so you can see the notes and access any of these websites if you need to reference it in the future. So the next thing that we want to do once we're inside the account is we want to change the password. So that's the first thing that you want to do. And we go over here. There's these three little bars, and then go down to settings. After settings, we're going to start with changing the password, which is all the way over here. So put in the current password, the one that I gave you, basically the temporary password, and then after that you can create a new password, and there's specific requirements for the new password, and you can see them over there on the right hand side. So once we've done that, it's going to want to reload your email account. So we can log in again. Okay, great. Now that we've changed our password, the next thing that we want to do is add a signature. And there's also a couple other setup things I'll walk you through. So once you get into your settings again, if you look at these tabs, it says language, date and time. It's usually set to Eastern. And since Cars911 is in Pacific, you want to change that. It'll help you with your finding emails and things like that, because it'll be synced up with your current time. Now, one of the things that is by default is set up, you can see that preview panel that was over here. I don't necessarily like that, so I like to do not display that. And I also like to see 100 messages, which is the most, because I like to see all the messages at the same time. You can do that, hit the save button, and you can see that the preview panel on the left or right went away. Let's go back into settings, and now let's go to composing email. Now when you're in composing email, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a signature. And we can go and hit add signature, and you can name your signature anything that you want. I'm naming it DT. And I've already kind of made a signature over here. I'm just going to copy that one. With the signature, you want to probably do an enter right there to leave an extra space up on top. That way, you know, you have a little gap between your writing and your signature. And I've included a thank you. You can do whatever you want. Kind regards, sincerely, any kind of greeting you want. And your first and last name, your title with the company, obviously Cars 911, our web address, our physical address, and then we have our phone numbers, and then a fax number, and of course your own email address as well. One of the things that you want to do is include this email address, because sometimes your email gets forwarded around to somebody else, and if somebody's trying to reach you, they might not be able to see that email address again. So I always keep everything in the signature. Who knows who's going to need what kind of information, but it's just good to provide it for people to have. So go ahead and check all these boxes. It's basically saying that to include it every time that you compose an email and things like that. So we're going to save that and go back into your settings and go back to compose. And now we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go to the identities tab. You're going to click on the identity and hit edit. Now we have some spaces here. Reply to, just leave it alone. We want the same thing. Your reply email address, leave it alone. The name you can actually change to your name. So when people see it, they will see your name instead of your email address in the beginning. Of course, they can see your email address as well. Now here's the most important part, so you can actually have the signature show up, is choosing a default signature. So go ahead and click OK, and then if we hit save, and now you should have your default signature right there. And if you, for some reason, you don't want a signature on an email, you can hit no signature. And if you have multiple signatures, you can do you can list them all. And there's another way of doing it. You can just delete your signature like that. So those are the few things that you should do when you're setting up your email, so you have a professional looking email and easy to work with. And I think if you hit refresh right now, I'm going to show you something that happens. It changes your name, the email address, to actually your name over there. So hopefully this was helpful. Congratulations on your new email.